Welcome back, everybody. I gotta go to the other shop today. We're gonna pedal around there a little bit with the blue car, and then when I get wrapped up or I come across something interesting over there, I'll be back. So follow along for a ride and let's see what we can get into today. Alright, you see what I was paint rolling. 40-year-old can of Harley white lacquer primer. Just paint me a stripe and done the hood. And this thing's just a beater driver anyway. Paint me a stripe back here too. Pin stripes on the outside of the stripe are hand painted. But looks pretty good from 20 foot, I guess. Still kind of looks like a little tax car, so not real happy about that, but kind of give it a weird like Mini Cooper vibe. Don't like that either. But as you can see, I'm not home in my garage. I'm over here at the shop, and you know, kind of a slow day. Got my little helper, the Hobbit, over here. He's got the transmission out of a 65 Comet Cyclone. Let's peep over here and see what he's done. We'll let him work, and we'll go back over here. The Mustang I've done some shorts on. It's got a new set of wheels. Going for an alignment tomorrow, and it's going home. But let's kind of look around our shop here. Got our coolant tubes for Project Phoenix here. I got them welded together. I'm fixing to paint those. We'll be in business. So I'll jump back in the video when I get back to my garage, and we'll go from there. Alright, everybody, I'm back. We got Boots down here with us. Had some stuff going on the shop today that it's a pretty slow day, but we got a few things done. Now we're back here. We're going to work on Project Phoenix here. So basically, last night I got our transmission lines hooked up. Had to get two 12-inch pieces and some compression fittings to extend the old transmission lines off the other Geo. Everything down there is hooked up. Get all the fuel lines and stuff tucked up under the car, up under there. Went to the other shop today, got my remote radiator cap. We done these coolant pipes today, I showed you earlier in the video. I got them mocked up and they're ready to go in the car. I went ahead and I just put 4 quarts of transmission fluid in transmission. But I guess the biggest thing that we need to do is we need to work on the coolant lines. And last night I come in here and I got her fan fitting in her pan. Got it all taped up. I got one of our AN fittings on our braided line. So I guess I need to measure out our braided line, get it cut, get it back on the car. Then we can put the oil, which I got an oil bucket right there. I got it covered up. I can put the oil back in the car. And other than that, if we had some fuel, which I've still not dumped the 5 gallons of race gas in the red 70. I really need to do that so I can get some gas for this. And then, I don't know, maybe tomorrow's video, we'll fire this thing up. So, but for now, as you can see, it's already dark outside. It's pretty late at this point. It's like 7 o'clock. Boots is all curious because I've been going all day. He's ready to play down here. So I'm going to get busy making that line, measuring it out. And I'll probably let y'all follow along for the ride today. So let's get busy. So kind of the biggest thing here is you really got to decide how you're going to run this stuff. And unfortunately, there's no written textbook of how you run an oil line in a Pontiac V6 and a 1994 Geo Metro. So what I like to do, I just got the line kind of dummied up in here. I'm going to take another extra end fitting that I have. I'm going to screw it on turbo. And I'm going to see kind of how this line wants to naturally loop in a downward slope to the oil pan. And hopefully, I know I'm going to have to shorten it because I got a little extra. So I'm going to pause the video right now and I'll be right back. I'm going to dig through my inbox over here and I'm going to see if I can't find another dash 10 fitting. And I'm back. I know this stuff's not real fun to watch. And that's why I've not been showing a whole lot of the wire and running brake lines and coolant line stuff because it's not fun to watch. It's hard to get y'all in here so you can kind of see what's going on. It's also hard to have enough lighting in some of these dark areas here so that you can see. So basically, I'm just going to leave y'all sitting right there right quick. I'm inside the car. And what I'm going to do, like I said, you got to kind of play this stuff by ear. Figure out how you're routing stuff. To get stuff to look the way you want it to or to make it functional. Anytime you're dealing with the turbo drain, and I'm bringing y'all inside the car since that's where I'm at. Anytime you're dealing with like a turbo drain, I generally like to dump them above oil level. Unfortunately on this car, dealing with the front wheel drive transaxle and mess. The only place that I really got to dump the oil back in this car, since I can't mount the turbo halfway on the roof, is in the low oil level cylinder location. So hopefully I can keep a nice downward angle all the way from the turbo straight to the pan. You want kind of a natural waterfall here. So now we're back in the back of the car right here. And you just kind of want to make sure that, like I said, you want a natural downward angle. And it seems like I got about 40 foot too long a piece of hose. Which, if you ever wondered why I've got so much stuff laying around, that's the reason. The bad thing here it looks like I really need a 90-degree fitting. So, not a big deal. I can get one of those local. I'm just not getting the downward slope that I desire. But I'm going to dig through my fittings. And I may have one. Or Boots might dig one out from under something while he's playing. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to deal with this and figure out exactly what I'm going to do. I just pretty much wanted to let y'all know that this stuff just ain't really a whole lot of fun to watch. It's not that I don't want to show you. I would really like to show y'all 100% of the work. Because a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of people would hide stuff like run some self-tapping screws and something. Let me tell you, your pro shops do that stuff too. So don't ever let anybody kind of down talk you for doing that stuff. But I need to get that connected to the turbo back there. So let's see what we get into. And I'll be back. Well, it's several hours later. I absolutely can't get this thing to hardly turn over. Both my batteries that I have in my garage are dead. Which is understandable, I guess. Because I had the harness powered up in the floor on that one and I didn't charge it afterwards. And I've spun this thing over a dozen times with that battery to prime the oil system, and it's dead. So I was going to try to fire this thing up. I poured about half a gallon of that race gas in there just for giggles, and I was going to see if we could at least make some burbly noises, but just not in the cards for today. And sometimes that's just the way this stuff works. So I did get there, bled out the fuel system. Did get our oil feed line up in our drain line. It is hooked up and it is on a downward angle all the way up to the turbo up there. So that's looking good. So I guess unless our starters magically went bad, I'm pretty sure it's a dead battery. So I guess tomorrow, that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to make this thing make a little smoke. So if it will or not, that's another question. We may have to go back and revisit our wiring, but I doubt it, because if you remember when I pulled this motor out of the Pontiac, I ran it completely separate from the car. It was absolutely not hooked up to the car. It was hooked up to a battery on the ground. And I'm hooked back up on those wires. So we'll just have to see what happens, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. Remember, at 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away some kind of cool collectible. And at 1,000, I'm going to give away something bigger. So if you don't care, like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.